The following program is a production of HEW Entertainment and contains views, opinions, commentaries, and content that may offend some subscribers of this show. Listener discretion is advised.
It's that time once again for HEW Entertainment Radio.
And that's all I got to say about that.
Hosted by Jonathan Clarke.
You beat the man! You gotta beat the man! Whoa!
Be sure to join us in the live chat room during the show.
Hulkamania is running wild like it's never ran before.
Call us on one of our request lines. If you live in the United States, call us at 1-641-985-7800, box number 3729288. If you're from Canada and would like to call us from 1-647-724-4194, box number 3729288. Long distance charges may apply in some areas.
I've been the World Heavyweight Champion 10 times.
Or you can always drop us a line at MySpace, myspace.com/HEW Entertainment.
And you will rest in peace.
Emailing us works for you too. Email us hewwrestling@hotmail.com.
I am a wrestling god. JBL.
And now, without any further ado, here is your host of HEW Entertainment Radio on the official website of HEW Entertainment, Jonathan Clarke.
The champ is here!
Streaming live on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. HEW Entertainment Radio is inviting you to comment on our video blogs, join the conversation, and like us. So what are you waiting for? Log on and listen now. Don't miss out on any of the action. Download our app on the App Store, Google Play, and the official website of HEW Entertainment. Once you download and install it, you'll get caught up on news, YouTube videos, and more. Download it now.
Sierra Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield.
was voted by wrestling fans 2015's Superstar of the Year, and he never really was my favorite. I was never a big Seth Rollins fan and or supporter, but it's funny how wrestling psychology can play an influence on how you feel about someone over a certain period of time. And that's what's happened for me consequently about Seth Rollins over the last, at least I'd say, probably 6 months. In his absence, I've kind of missed Seth Rollins because of how great of a champion he really was. Really didn't approve of how he cashed in the briefcase last year at WrestleMania and became champion because it was Mr. Money in the Bank of 2014. He waited months before he cashed it in and became the first superstar ever in WrestleMania history to cash in the briefcase and use it to his advantage, cashing it in on Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar during the progression of the WrestleMania 31 main event just last year. Came out of WrestleMania as champion and pulled the proverbial wool over all of our eyes. And a lot of people didn't agree with Seth Rollins as champion, especially with how he beat people like Sting and Brock Lesnar. But to be honest with you, I thought that Seth Rollins was probably one of the more consummate performers that we had last year. And now seeing him on the injury list kind of makes me want to see Seth Rollins wrestling again against the likes of Triple H, even with the rumors of Seth Rollins versus Triple H when Seth Rollins eventually returns by the summer of 2016. We are way away from that yet, but I can see that happening when Rollins returns. Either that or a reunion of the Shield. There was a lot of speculation on the return of Seth Rollins. Never was the biggest Seth Rollins fan. I just found him so annoying last year when he would come out and cut these annoying promos of being the god of the gods of professional wrestling, seemingly believing that he had a place amongst the gods of professional wrestling when you're talking about the Randy Savages, the Macho Mans, the Hulk Hogans, the Bret Harts, the Shawn Michaels, even the Stings, who he had a chance to get in the ring with and really be tested against. That match with Sting really was a testament to the legacy of Seth Rollins and proved how good Seth Rollins actually was. And it wasn't until the Sting versus Seth Rollins match at Night of Champions last year that it really came noticeable to me that Seth Rollins was as good as what he said he was. And he was really going to be one of those wrestlers that you were going to be seeing for years in professional wrestling, which is why it was a crying shame when Rollins was taken out of the main event because of a knee injury, blowing his knee out after doing that running power bomb, which has to be really taken out a Rollins move arsenal when he returns, because that power bomb has caused more injuries than it's ever been given credit for causing. It was really heartbreaking for all the Seth Rollins fans out there that do exist to see the 200-plus day World Heavyweight Champion go down the way he did, especially when he was supposed to have been in the main event picture for a really long time, and really consequently their answer for CM Punk, the 434-day WWE Champion, the greatest of the last 25 years. It seemed like he was really the mirror image to me of CM Punk, which is why it was really a crying travesty, a miscarriage of justice in the words of the all-time great Gorilla Monsoon. Honestly, I thought Rollins was going to be there for the long haul, and when he blew out his knee last November, Triple H thanked him, and I think that's really setting things in motion for either Triple H versus Rollins in the summer of 2016, if it's for the championship or not, regardless of how they go about it. If, say, Triple H is champion until the summer, if they keep the belt on him, Rollins comes in as the challenger, comes back even and wins the Money in the Bank and cashes it in on, say, someone like Triple H to get over as a fan favorite. Either way it goes, it would be awesome. Either that or a Shield reunion against whatever the top faction is in the WWE. They could be the answer to getting rid of the League of Nations when you're talking about a faction to go up against them in the way of Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins, the third wheel for the Shield. And they would be fan favorites, obviously, with the popularity of, say, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and obviously not forgetting about Seth Rollins. I agreed with the decision to make him Superstar of the Year, because usually the highlighted Superstar of the Year is always the one at the end of the day that is voted the Superstar of the Year. But I mean, how can you argue Seth Rollins' resume and accomplishments, defeating the likes of Brock Lesnar, Sting, John Cena in a champion versus champion match, defeating John Cena not just in a champion versus champion match, but coming away with both the WWE World Heavyweight Championship and the United States Championship in the same match, and actually went on to defend both titles until the Night of Champions pay-per-view when he once again dropped the title to John Cena. But it did end up on the resume of Seth Rollins winning a champion versus champion match at SummerSlam that had the involvement of Jon Stewart even, but still, Rollins came out of that match as a champion who won both championships in the match in the way of the Ultimate Warrior, and that seemed to be what they were playing it up to. Seth Rollins kind of being like the Ultimate Warrior when he was both the WWE and World Heavyweight or Intercontinental Champion in the WrestleMania 6 main event. I mean, you're not going to argue the success of Seth Rollins, and I don't think it's going to be anytime soon that we're going to be hearing someone arguing the success of Seth Rollins. The wrestling fan out there that always has the way wrestling goes
get on their nerves are going to always argue the fact that Seth Rollins is being put over way too much by WWE. But with CM Punk's return nowhere in the near future, obviously they wanted someone to be the mirror image of CM Punk and be that replacement kind of character. And it seems like when you're talking about people who play favorites in professional wrestling in the way of Vince McMahon, Triple H, John Laurinaitis, obviously they were playing the favoritism card with Seth Rollins. And they were saying, if CM Punk ever gets out of control, because he was never the easiest guy to work with, he was fun to watch on TV because nobody knew what CM Punk was going to do in the way of dropping a pipe bomb on the microphone, because he believed the microphone was power that was initially given to people who had it but never realized they had power in their hands. But obviously certain people did, certain people didn't. But the thing is, CM Punk used that microphone to his advantage, and he became the most popular